Hi all and welcome to the FPL tips for game week 13. So again we move on in Premier League and we see so many great results that keep on coming. I think it's now amply clear that the Premier League race would be between three teams: Liverpool, Manchester City, and Chelsea, and all of them have been doing really well. So as I always say, now this is a hectic period that has just started. End of November to New Year, you would have so many matches thick and fast coming up. So probably you would see some kind of a gap opening up between I would say top three and the other teams, and you just even don't know. I mean, a surprise package can actually enter into game week 4 as well. So it's going to be interesting, and I mean, we always look forward to the fantasy tips, how it would be fruitful for us, and what are the changes that have to be made. But I think there are now we can see some pattern in couple of players who have been doing admirably well in the whole season, and some of the things which we have actually zeroed down is on couple of defenses that have been holding the fort, couple of forwards that should be there in the team, and couple of midfielders who actually are options for you as your captain as well. So before we proceed, I would request you to subscribe to our channel, and to start off with, let's look at some results from the last game week, how it panned out and how was performances of other teams. Again, Chelsea sees, I mean, they're just running away with it at the moment. Their ex-Leicester players actually scored against Leicester. A 3-0 resounding win at King Power Stadium for them, so great result. Then we had a Steven Gerrard debut, wherein 2 late goals of Aston Villa helped his side beat a very impressive Brighton, who has always been, I mean, they have actually punched above their weight, with all due respect to the club, how they have actually played for this season. But great start for Aston Villa, and Burnley were involved in an exciting 3-all draw against Crystal Palace, and same happened with Newcastle and Brentford. So now at least we can see a lot of goals being scored, and I think this was one of the most highest scoring game week which we had. So we should also consider the fact that now the players are in form. The attacks are actually going berserk because there are not many heavy legs now. Everybody's warm enough, and probably the attacking football we would see. And I think the trend, this trend should continue, wherein the teams at the bottom would also like to give their best in order to survive in this Premier League. Norwich again had a victory 2-1 against Southampton. This has been a good little spell, I would say, even though that's a spell of just a couple of matches. But I think Norwich will take it from both hands again, 2-1. And Pukki, one of their stars, has now actually been starting to fire for them, which is great news for them. The surprising result, which unfortunately led to the sacking of Solskjaer, was Watford beating Manchester United 4-1. This was actually a very comprehensive victory by Watford, but I think when this match was happening, when we saw this, what happened till halftime, when we United were 2 goals down, I think you could sense the writing on the wall was pretty much on the job of Solskjaer, and unfortunately that's how it happened, and Solskjaer had to lose his job. But a surprise result came at Wolves, 1-0 victory at West Ham. Here again, I think Wolves have been, I think now they have actually started to do well. The best thing which has happened with them is now Jimenez is looking a little sharper after that horrendous injury he had last season. So you always feel that he has to be there doing well to ensure that Wolves do survive this season. And I think the result of the week, and I think the team which was actually battered was unfortunately Arsenal. They were doing brilliantly, Arsenal. They came in a very positive frame of mind the way they were playing in this game. But Liverpool just swept them aside like anything. Arsenal with 4 goals conceded from 9 games, and looking as if nothing can get past them. And Liverpool actually scored 4 goals in one single game, and they could have had even more. That's the scariest part of it. So it just showed you the difference between the top 3 sides and the other teams, and probably a reality check for Arsenal and for Liverpool also. You had almost the best part was about their forwards. Everybody scored. Salah, Mane, Firmino. So that was great. You know, all the three players that are, and Minamino of course added the fourth one as well. Man City again. I think Man City has been really impressive. Though they do have one or two shocks here and there when they had a shock against Crystal Palace, but again three different scorers of Sterling, Bernardo Silva, and Rodri. So very strong City right now, and I think in the Spurs game out Leeds, you would have seen the real belief of Conte's side. Never say die attitude, and probably coming back and scoring and winning it late with Reguilon, and we suggested you to have Reguilon in the last game week as well, and luckily that he scored a goal. So we had a good week wherein we suggested players who actually performed. I can count around 8 to 9 players which we have built over the weeks have actually performed. So it was a great week for our viewers, for the people who have followed us, because a lot of our players have actually now starting to shine. So good to see that result as well. So now let's talk about the fixtures we have for the coming game week. And see, here the matches, I think this is still a game week wherein there are a lot of easy matches for the teams. When I say easy, you can expect one or two teams actually running away and scoring a lot of goals. So one of the most, I think Arsenal and Newcastle, it gives a great opportunity for Arsenal to immediately bounce back after that Liverpool debacle, and we do expect Arsenal forwards and midfielders to do well. So keep an eye on Emil Rowe. I've already suggested that player 2 weeks back. He would be very important for this plan. Bakayoko Saka as well, and Aubameyang. So 3 players I'm suggesting you once again, please have a look at them. Then for Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, we will talk about Crystal Palace in length because this is a team in focus which we have for this game week, and for all the right reasons, because of their fixtures list and the players now who have actually started to click under the legendary manager Vieira. Then I think Liverpool has a straightforward game, I would say, against Southampton. Southampton was beaten by Norwich in the last game 2-1. We do expect them to score pretty well. And again, Spurs against Burnley should be exciting. Spurs should score a lot of goals. Leicester Watford again will be a very good game. Leicester is not in best of forms. Watford is showing signs of brilliance, even though it is just signs, and then probably they go down, and it's like that. It's been very up and down, but we do expect a goal feast there. Man City West Ham is tough to call, but I think City will be too strong for West Ham, and probably the result for West Ham against Wolves would not have helped their confidence. So City, I expect them to win by a clean sheet. And the game of the week is going to be the Sunday night game, the Chelsea and Manchester United game. That is going to be a phenomenal game. I think you cannot just discount Manchester United now, even though Chelsea are looking in just fabulous form. So probably just keep a check on what Chelsea does, and more importantly, how United players are going to step this up, because I am going for a draw in this match, and my anticipation would be that Manchester United will be able to score 2 to 3 goals in this game, and Chelsea would do the same. So it might be 2-2 or 3-3. This won't be a game wherein teams will sit back and play. So now let's look at teams with favorable fixtures. Now in this video, I'm going to talk about the teams with favorable fixture. What kind of players you have to look at it. The players I would be suggesting you can keep on your radar. If you want to make those changes, you can do that. And obviously the players who are unfortunately injured and may not be available for this match, which is still a big blow for a couple of clubs. So let's start with our first team, which we are focusing right now. So we are focusing right now on Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace has a favorable fixtures. And why I say favorable fixture? Because Crystal Palace lately has been scoring a lot of goals. So if you take 3 of their players, Conor Gallagher, Wilfried Zaha and Christian Benteke, they are now hitting the top gear, and we could see from the results of what Crystal Palace has been able to do. So their next fixtures: Aston Villa home, Leeds away, United away, Everton home, Southampton. All the fixtures wherein I do expect Crystal Palace to score a lot of goals, although I'm not so sure about the clean sheets because of their record so far. So let's see that how these 3 players which we have spoken about, how they would be able to how do they come up in picture about what they have done, what they have not done, and how and which kind of players we can definitely pick from these three. So let's look at the three different players which we are suggesting now: Christian Benteke, Conor Gallagher, and Wilfried Zaha. See, I have suggested Conor Gallagher, I think twice or thrice this week, because this season rather, because he has been really consistent. He has been, I think his shot creating actions of 50 is highest for Crystal Palace by a country mile. He has looked, I think, the player you really need to have in your team, and at an option of 6, I think I got him at 5.5 or so I saved a lot of money on this player. He is expected a goal and assist every second game, so which is a very good number. His total FPL points are mighty impressive, 67, with an average of 5.6 per game. So a valued 6 player with an average 5.6 players, I think it's a no-brainer that you need to get him in your team. 4 goals and 5 assists is good. So, but one player which I really want you to look at it is Benteke. Benteke at this value of 6.4 is actually a very strong player. It's a very strong contender for you to have him in your team. The reason I say so is because if you see his form in the last 5 matches, he has scored 4 goals. He has created chances. His total shots have been 26. 8 have been on target, and out of 8, 4 have been the goal scores, the goals which have been scored. He is also having the same expected goals and assists, which is a high number of 0.5. I think you should go and be brave enough to get him in your team. I am a real big admirer of Benteke. I think Benteke is somebody you cannot ignore right now. If you have a budget, if you want to take out somebody, let's say if you have a player like Adam Armstrong, which has difficult run of fixtures, or you still may have Danny Ings on your sheet, or even if you are not very happy with Ivan Toney, even though Ivan Toney has been doing really well, you can have Benteke as a kind of a middle segment forward at 6.4 because of the form and because of the fixtures which we have shown that Crystal Palace has a favourable fixtures. So I expect Christian Benteke to actually fire a lot of goals in the next 5 games. Wilfried Zaha for me is another player that is actually, we all felt that he was not really happy at Crystal Palace, but he has started all the games for the team. He has scored 4 goals, he has got 1 assist, but again, more importantly, that in the last 3 games, it has been 2 goals which he has scored. In the last 3-3 draw, he could not even get a goal or an assist, which was surprising. But I think Wilfried Zaha and Conor Gallagher and even Benteke, so these 3 have been combining extremely well. So I do expect, if you still are not very sure on Benteke, maybe if you want a midfielder rather, then you can have Wilfried Zaha in your team, because Zaha is a midfielding option at 7. 7 is a very fine, I don't think it's a very high number. If you really want to take out a couple of players you're not very sure about, you can go for Zaha, because I am a big fan of Zaha, and I think with the fixtures coming in, he would definitely make most of it. So let's talk about the goalkeeper of the week, which we are suggesting you. Now the goalkeeper we are suggesting you might be at a slightly higher cost as far as the goalkeeping is concerned. This is Alisson. Alisson has played 11 matches, he has conceded 11 goals. There have been 6 clean sheets that Alisson has, they have achieved Liverpool as a club. Total shots that have been, shot by, total shots he has saved is 26, which is a good number because he has saved those, which is 2.33 save. And if you, in FPL, if you save around 33 shots, 3 shots a match, you get a point. So he's pretty much there, but the clean sheet number would always be there. But the reason I'm suggesting you this player Alisson is, you look at the 5 fixtures of Liverpool now: Southampton home, Everton away, Wolves away, Aston Villa home, Newcastle home. There are clean sheets. At least there are 4 clean sheets, if not 5 in these fixtures. So perfect tip: Liverpool has a great fixture list. Just get Liverpool defenders or Alisson. I know Trent Alexander-Arnold, the Bentley of Premier League at 7.8. He is way ahead even of a couple of midfielders, top midfielders. So, but if you still want to have, let's say, Matip, if you want to take a punt on Van Dijk would start. Tsimikas, I think, is a great option, but again, you're not so sure about if Robertson would start. Get Liverpool defenders in your team, because next 5 fixtures you get a lot of points there as far as the clean sheets are concerned. Now, staying with Liverpool and suggesting one more player in the midfield, I think this player has underachieved even though he has scored 5 goals. I'm talking about Diego Jota. Diego Jota, 11 matches, 5 goals, 1 assist. He missed his lot of chances also. You know, Diego Jota is always there and thereabout. I think with Roberto Firmino being injured for a while now, this gives a classic opportunity for Jota to actually stamp his authority and actually do well as far as the league is concerned. And you see his expected goals and assists, it's around 0.93, which is a super number. He has got 54 FPL points, the average of 4.9 points per match. I think in the next 5 games of the fixture list, with Diego Jota starting all the games, you expect Jota to at least get 3 to 4 goals and couple of assists in those 5 games. I think this is the haul which he is very much capable to achieve. And if you have a midfield option, if you are looking for that change, get Jota in your team. Now, I think we will talk really. I mean, this is one of the questions about the injuries and about the players who are going to miss out for this week. Unfortunately, Ben Chilwell has got injured in the Champions League match against Juventus, and Chilwell would be out for I think for a month or so, and I think we can expect him to play football now only in 2022. So for a month or so he would not be part of it. And Chilwell was such an integral part of Chelsea, how they used to attack. So it's very important for you guys, because of the player of such a big ownership, to have at least a replacement, because you need a left back or somebody in defense to replace him. So let's talk about the suggestions which would be there for Ben Chilwell. So the first player we are suggesting is Kyle Walker. Now, Kyle Walker may not be the very famous choice because his ownership is just 8.3, but I think Kyle Walker is a logical choice because out of 12 matches he started 10 games, which is a very high number if you consider how City rotates. It's where he's kept 6 clean sheets, and he has got 4 bonus points as well, just only 1 yellow card which he has done. So 4.4 to 4.5 matches of a player which is having a value of 5.4. And with, again, I talk about fixtures, I don't talk about fixtures only for this game week, but for the preceding game weeks as well. Look at Man City's fixtures, look at West Ham. A tough one, but still you expect City to do probably well with a clean sheet. Aston Villa away, Watford away, Wolves home, Leeds home. I think this is a great mouth-watering fixture for Kyle Walker, and I do expect him to build on this or maybe get an assist or so, because Cancelo is one player which is actually flying at the moment. If you compare the defenders, you always I would talk about other defenders as well, but Kyle Walker is a differential pick. You can have him in your team because I think he is going to start in most of the matches, and for clean sheets, I think this is a good option for you going forward. Other player I'm suggesting you is a kind of a enigmatic player, I would say, a player who before this season, I'm talking about Marcos Alonso, before this season, in the last 2 seasons, he was the highest scoring defender across Europe. And Marcos Alonso, with all the goal prowess, the assist prowess, with captaincy armband, suddenly found himself out of favor because he got some injuries or some knocks. And after that, Ben Chilwell didn't even lose his place because he was playing wonderful football. So this injury is a kind of a blessing in disguise for Marcos Alonso, although it is not a good thing to say that to any player, but that's how it is. He will actually slot straight in. Luckily, his value has dipped a bit. It's around 5.6 now. Now, this is a good value to have a player of this class, of this ability to replace Ben Chilwell, who was at 6. And if you are looking for a fix, because I think now Alonso would start all the games after Ben Chilwell's injury, he has got a goal and assist in the 6 games which he has started. He has got 4 clean sheets, and there are 4 bonus points as well, and the FPL point average is extremely impressive, 6.5 per match. The best thing which I like about Chelsea is, again, you see the matches which are there. See, Manchester United home is a tough match, but Alonso would have a chance to probably add to his tally, because that's how Chelsea plays, with the wing backs running at 3-5-2. You would have all the wing backs in the midfield actually running right. You have Watford away, West Ham away, Leeds home, Everton home. Again, 3 clean sheets for sure. It might be 4. but at the same time you would have a goal scoring and assisting opportunity as well. So do not discount Marcus Alonso as well. So between Chilwell and Marcus Alonso, you can try finding out anybody. Now this is my team. Now if I talk about my team, my FPL team, so this is a team which I have picked, and I have just made one change in my team. I have got Diego Jota in place of Foden. Now Foden is injured, unfortunately. I mean, he's having a knock. I don't want a player to come there and just from the bench maybe play for a few minutes and probably just give me 1 point. Even though this is risky because you cannot keep a player of Foden out of your team, but unfortunately I'm not so sure about his fitness levels. But I'm really sure that Jota is going to start all the games for Liverpool because of Firmino's injury. So this is the reason why, and the fixtures I've already discussed about Liverpool's fixture. They are all goal scoring fixtures, and Jota, with the form he's in, with the opportunity he gets with the three world class players, Jota, Salah and Mane, I think he has a good haul in his grasp if he really goes for it. And plus, you see my team, this is how my team is, a pretty strong one, although I'm not happy with what Vardy has been doing lately. I hope that he does click and probably scores a lot of goals. And obviously Ivan Toney is one which has done pretty well in the last couple of games. Pookie, I wanted him to be in the team, but I don't have any option. I don't know with whom I should keep away. Gallagher has been great. Son would always be here and there against Burnley. The defense it's a so porous defense that I expect them to do really well. Then Ben White has a clean sheet opportunity. Rudiger and James. Rudiger I could have benched because I think United will score, but again, such a big player, it's very difficult for you to keep those players on bench. Cancelo, 100% he would be there, and James as well. So this is my team. Pookie on the bench. Let me see if I want to make any more changes or not, but I think this I'm pretty much good. My bench is even pretty strong as well. So I hope that this would be a really good game week for me as well. So talking about my captain, I think it's a pretty simple one when you talk about captain. I think my captain would be magnificent Mo Salah. Salah had a 3-game lean patch before the last game when Mane actually gave him a goal on his platter. So good to see Salah coming back again, with the goals. Now I say Salah has a lean patch, but you see what he has done: 12 matches, 11 goals, 8 assists. Even though in the matches wherein he has not scored a goal in the 2 Premier League matches before that, he assisted in both of the games. So this is a phenomenal part of Salah. So there is only one game of Burnley home which Salah has not scored or assisted. So can never just, he's a player at a different level right now. I think he's the best player in the Premier League right now, in the world right now, and you cannot just keep anyone away. Although there are a couple of more players who can be a good choice for captain. You can have Vardy if Vardy comes back and scores pretty good against Watford. But you can have Cancelo. Cancelo I always admire as a player, and probably you can have Aubameyang also if you are looking for a good Arsenal result as well. So that's about my team, and let's hope that you get enough information. You've got whatever you were looking for as well, and probably the FPL just rolls on. The choices which you make, the players which you can select. There's all it's pretty, I won't say it's a gamble, but it's a calculated kind of a risk. You take a punt on a couple of players performing well. So that's what we do, and we would be definitely back with our tips and analysis for the next game week as well, because now matches will come thick and fast, and I hope that you take care of the rotations which are going to happen for a couple of players as well. So thank you so much. Thank you for listening to us, and do subscribe to our channel for more FPL tips, and let's catch up next week with more analysis, and probably we'll see where we are after this game week. Thank you.